What's up, weirdos? What's going on, guys? All right, my 10 percenters. What's happening? Bitcoin is on the move, baby. On the move. Things looking juicy. What do we got? $115,650 doll hairs, dineros. All right, so first thing we got to do, guys, is we got to break above the 30-day SMA sitting up here at about $116,750. So that's what we're looking for the breakout. But right now, looking good. Can we close? As you can see, we're at resistance right here. Look at this. We're right at resistance where we were right back here, right? And we were support for it here. We were support here. We wicked down below it and came back up here. We were support. Then we were resistance. So it's a significant level we're sitting at right now, $115,650. A break and close above that level would be super fantastic. So make it so. Make it so. Book it. Put it in. Absolutely. All right, let's get it. We got some super chats to get into right off the bat. Danny, my guy, my dude, my brother. Rob, thank you so much. Thank you, my friend. Strawberry Dragon. Red light, green light. Red light, green light. Yes. Yes. This is fun. Absolutely. Reminds me of, what's that? They play red light, green light on Squid Games. It's like Squid Games, red light, green light. J Money, we got Bulbasaur in the house. First Pokemon of the day. My guy, my dude. What's happening, man? E Perez, it's a little quiet today. Don't get caught sleeping. Yes, I did some DCAing today. Absolutely. I put my buy alerts over on the Patreon already. 100%. Don't get caught sleeping is exactly right. Exactly right. Hybrid Dad in the house here, Rob. Thanks for everything with the ZBEC card. Do I need to swap to stablecoin on Kraken, or can I do it on the Decent wallet? You can swap to stablecoin right on your Decent wallet. Yes, you can. J Money, Diamond Eyes, Healthy Mind, Healthy Body, Ricky Bobby. You go ahead and put a crack in my arm like the Liberty Bell. Absolutely, brother. Absolutely. All right, let's get into the chat a little bit, see what's going on with everybody. Bitcoin is back, baby. But is it a fake out before the breakdown? William, the definition of consistency. What's up, my friend? Good to see you, brother. Good to see you. J Money, we love you, Rob. I love you too. I love you too. Alex, good to see you, buddy. Line up the money. Hell yeah. Isaac, what's up, buddy? Good to see you, man. What's up, man? H Barbarina, up we go. Jared, early live. No, we're on time. We're on time. 1 o'clock p.m. Central every day, brother. Paul, good to see you, buddy. Quentin, I see you, my guy. Joy, hey, everyone. Happy Wednesday. Have a great day. Hit the like button. Has Rob as the best content? Yes, absolutely. Thank you so much, Joy. Thank you so much, Joy. I appreciate you. Big Kev, what's up, man? Today, with your help, my portfolio is again at all-time highs. Thanks for everything. Join the 10% group today if you want to win. Yes, absolutely, guys. The link to the Patreon is in the chat. It's in the pinned comments. It's in the description. Guys, if you're not part of the 10% club, you are missing the boat. 100%. 100%. All-American Meathead, statistically proven, if you are not a Patreon member, you are, in fact, a loser. Yours truly, a winning Patreon member. I love your creativity, brother. Guys, make sure you're hitting the like and subscribe to the channel on your way in. It's absolutely free. It helps the channel grow. It costs you absolutely nothing. And yeah, we're here to keep you safe. We're here to protect you, keep you knowledgeable, and all that fun stuff, my friends. Kay Lily is in the house. What's going on? J Money, hey Rob, when is the time for lives again on the Patreon? I'm adjusting things right now. As I made a post over on the Patreon last night, I'm trying to revise my schedule a little bit so that I can have a little bit more free time in the evenings to kind of rest up. 15 hours a day for 2.5 years is a lot. So I'm just trying to free up some time in the evenings for me to get some rest. So I am revamping my schedule a little bit. I'm trying a couple of different things. I'm trying to get the Patreon done around the Patreon live done around 5-6 p.m. Central is when I ideally want to start getting it done. So what else do we have? Outdoor Life, Wen Moon, yes, Wen Lambo. Jam, hey Rob, what is the deal with Nadix? Held support on the falling wedge for a month and now it's still breaking down. I just don't understand at all. Not everything pumps at the same time, my friend. Patience. Patience is what pays off, right? Patience is what pays off. Nadix giving me buying opportunities. Exciting. Exactly. Jake the Snake dropping that alpha. William, I really hope we all make it and we all have. So, well, here's the thing. Everybody over on the Patreon is going to make it. Unfortunately, everyone in crypto is not going to make it. The mathematical reality of the situation, guys, is that only 10% of people in crypto make true and actual life-changing wealth. And the reason, the place, do you ever wonder, where does that life-changing wealth come from? Where does the millions of dollars that you can make in crypto, where does that come from, right? It doesn't come from the exchanges. It comes from the other 90% of people in crypto who are getting wrecked. It's a player versus player game, just like the stock market, right? For every buyer, there has to be a seller, and for every seller, there has to be a buyer. So, in saying that, that is why only 10% for 10% of people in crypto, which really, when you think about all the people in crypto, it's quite a few people. It's a lot of people. But only 10% of people in crypto truly make actual life-changing wealth. Again, that wealth is transferred. It's transferred. And how often have you guys heard me say this? Crypto is the transfer of wealth from the inpatient to the patient. That's what this is, right? 10% of people in crypto are actually patient enough to wait it out to dollar cost average and to get out at the right time, and that actually care enough to get educated on how to navigate this space properly. The other 90%, they're lazy. They don't want to invest in their education. They want a quick fix, get rich now, just tell me what to buy. They don't want to learn anything, right? And they lose. They believe anyone that will tell them whatever it is that they want to hear. So the first person that tells them, super cycle, don't sell your crypto, your $10,000 portfolio is going to $1 billion this cycle, they'll believe that person and they'll hold too long and they'll get wrecked. That's what happens, guys. So if you want to avoid that, jump over to the 10% club, be part of the 10% who actually make life-changing wealth, right? We've already helped 43 people this cycle, or this year, sorry, not this cycle, this year, hit 7-figure portfolios. You want to be next? The link's in the chat. It's in the pinned comments. It's in the description. You know what to do. Lion's Den, today's my birthday, but here's a gift for you for bringing me the best present of all. Soon be financially free. God bless, brother. Happy birthday, my friend. I hope you have a wonderful day, man. I hope you have a wonderful day, and you better not buy my Denali before I get it. Big Fish, I'm tapped out. All I can do now is sit on my hands. Hey, there's nothing wrong with that, Big Fish. Listen, I've said this before. I'll say it again. Some of the most successful investors in the world have spent extended periods of time just sitting on their hands and waiting for their investments to mature, right? There's nothing wrong with just sitting on your bags, right? It's never feel like you're missing something because you can't. Nobody DCA, nobody hits every single dump, every single dip. Nobody makes DCAs every dip. I don't buy every dip. I can't. No one can, right? So missing one here and there, not a big deal. Not a big deal, man. It's all good in the hood. All right, where are we here? Where are we here? Yo, what's good, fam? Steady buying the fear. Game cast. I'm back, baby. Let's get it. Afternoon, Rob. Big C in the house. What's up, man? Crypto JPEG. What's up? Good afternoon. Ben, like, subscribe, and hang on, fam. Let's go. Milk Money's in the house. What's going on, man? Big C, Duck Goose, Crypto J505. What's up, Rob? Thanks for keeping us noobs calm and confident. That's what we do. If you're not first, you're last. Ricky, absolutely, man. Uh, what do we got? What do we got? Rob, man, you got me bullish AF on ETH. Just feeling really good about the long-term outlook. Yeah, absolutely, man. Absolutely, ditto. You got it, brother. Mario, what's up, weirdos? Let's get it. Jared, I was tripping. The clock in my car reset. Oh, there you go. Joe, can you look at analog, please? Altcoin requests go in the goals tab at the top unless you are a Patreon member. Crypto Banter says AI plays will flop this season. Yeah, Crypto Banter, I'm not the biggest fan of their. Every single time I watch his stuff, it never plays out the way he says it's going to play out ever, right? So I stopped watching him a long time ago. Also, can you get a quick opinion on VeChain? I love VeChain. They did a lot of developing in the bear market. That partnership with the UFC in 2022, 2023. Absolutely, I am bullish on VeChain. I think there's better IoT plays out there as opposed to VeChain, but VeChain is still a great project in my opinion. Marco, Patreon member here. When will Swift and Nadix go boom? There's no way to know, my friend. My DeLorean is in the shop right now, getting the transmission kind of swapped out, so I'm gonna have to wait on that. But hey, soon, man, soon. Like I'm gonna show you guys again. You know what? Let's look at it right now. Let's go look at the Bitcoin dominance versus the total two. Let's have a looky-loo. All right, so let's look at the M2 money supply while we're at it as well. So Bitcoin dominance, once again, we're still inside this bear flag, guys, for the Bitcoin dominance. This breakdown is coming soon on BTC dominance. And if we, again, it's like I showed you guys, it's the inverse, right? Like, watch this. Bear flag, getting ready to break down, right? Some of you have seen me do this already. But check this out. Bear flag breaking down. Boom. Bull flag getting ready to break up. Absolutely fantastic, guys. We're just sitting at a little bit of resistance on the total two right now at about 1.42 trillion. But look at this perfect breakout structure on this bull flag broke up. And we're just waiting for the same thing to happen here. And we are in new local highs for the altcoin market cap. That, my friend, is when Nadix and Swift and everything else is going to go to the freaking moon. So be patient, my friends. Be patient. Another local. Hey, Rob, would you say that sentiment is building up confidence despite the sideways action? Well, let's see. Let's have a look. Well, I mean, according to the Fear and Greed Index, we are sitting at neutral. We're at 56, right in the middle. So I'd say right now, the market is neutral. Everyone's waiting to see what's going to happen here. But there are some signs that are pointing to bullishness, right? Because there's now a 94.1% chance of a rate cut in September, right? That is going to start getting priced into the market pretty soon here through August. And I do believe you're going to see a nice leg up here, guys. I do believe so. I've showed you guys Bitcoin dominance is getting ready to break down. Total 2 is getting ready to go nuclear. 94.1% chance of a rate cut next month. Things look fantastic. Trump, by the way, has an announcement at 4:30 p.m. Eastern this afternoon. That's in about 1:30, 2:30, 3:30, 2.5 hours. I'm hoping he's going to announce some sort of a trade agreement with China, because he alluded yesterday to that fact that they were close to a deal with China. That would be pretty big. That would send the markets up, I would think. So yeah. Holding my precious like a Arc Block Stater. There you go. Nice. Jackie, what's going on? Can't wait for all the hundreds of percentages. I feel we are almost there. We are almost there. You're absolutely right. You're absolutely right. Patreon family, so strong, so many great, generous people. I'm truly thank you all. You know who you are. Absolutely. Our Patreon community is so helpful, so great, so big. I'm so proud of our community. That's why I'm there. No regret. There you go. Miller Mountain. Can't tell you how happy I am to be here, Rob. So grateful for your knowledge and absolute outstanding investment community. Absolutely. God bless you too, my friend. Blessings, John. Good to see you, my friend. Zbec card. Yes, you should be able to get a Zbec carbon card in Canada. Yes, I believe you can. Ben, I keep telling my wife you said she has to sit on my hands. She wants to speak with your mom. Shane, you are loved, valued, and appreciated, Rob. Wealth gained hastily will dwindle. Yes, you're absolutely right. Absolutely right, Shane. Thank you so much, man. Good afternoon. Lower highs are being made. Lower highs are being made? In what? Candyman, I slept battered naked. Why can't flight attendants under better? Well played, sir. Well played. I like it. Kale Dog, thank you, Rob, for coaching for coaching calls. Much appreciated. No problem. First day from Pakistan. There you go. Nice. Welcome to the community, my friend. Roberto, what are your thoughts on God's token gaming play? I know nothing about it, my friend. Nothing about it. Gamma Goddess, sorry I'm late. There she is. Daughter had my phone hostage. Yeah, they tend to do that. They tend to do that. Cody with the super sticker. Thank you so much, my friend. I appreciate you, man. Cody, is YouTube still giving you a hard time with the super chats? You can only send. Is that still a problem you're going through? Mohammed, welcome to the family, my friend. It's awesome to have you here. Carl, been away for a few weeks. Time to DCA. Let's get it. How's the M2 looking? Good question. We forgot to look at the M2. Let's go look at the M2. Fantastic question. Let's have a looky-loo. Okay, so Bitcoin is turned up. We're going to have to adjust things. Now we're getting ready to go here. We are getting ready to go. The total, let me adjust here. So the M2 is working its way up again. Look at this, 3 days in a row of up, 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 baby. You absolutely love to see that. You'll love to see that. M2's looking juicy, man. M2's looking juicy. Bitcoin 2 getting ready for this monster move. Monster move. Ben, 50 push-ups or a round of juice on Gamma. Cody, it's picky. It's the same as with Otaku's channel. Wow, that's weird, man. There's a Quantum Leaper, the second himself. I missed that. I missed it. But anyway, we're caught up in the chat, guys. Let's get into the news. See what's going on out there in crypto land. All right. What is the latest and greatest? That's why you're here. Quick shout out to the channel sponsor. Quick thank you to Decent Biometric Wallet, guys. You can swap, take profits, and even stake on there without your crypto ever leaving your custody. Gain your APY. Simply use our link down in the description. Get a fantastic deal. They have a 2-for-1 deal on the biometric wallet right now, guys. Do not miss out. Get them while they're hot. Toby, thanks for the pep talk. Rob was real close to swapping it all into spell. I don't believe you. I don't believe you. Spell token. All right, what else do we have? Altcoin inflows to Binance have surged to an 18-month high, signaling renewed investor confidence and a possible rotation away from Bitcoin dominance. So just one more metric showing Bitcoin dominance likely about to have itself a little bit of a move to the downside, and the total 2 getting ready to explode, baby, explode. I was on the Patreon a while ago. Do you have the same exit price on Zbec? Well, if you want to be on the, I appreciate that you're over on the Patreon, my friend, but if you're over on the Patreon and you leave, you're not there anymore. It doesn't grant you access still to being over there. If you canceled your membership, right? SEC clarifies crypto liquid staking regulations. On August 6, 2025, the SEC clarified that crypto liquid staking is not subject to securities regulations, leading to a significant market shift. The decision boosts institutional confidence, with Ethereum's price hovering near $3,589, fueled by rapid ETH ETF inflows of 73.3 million. The US SEC has clarified its position on crypto liquid staking, confirming it is not subject to securities regulations. This decision is anticipated to boost institutional confidence and reduce legal uncertainties. The announcement was led by SEC Chair Paul Atkins, emphasizing activities under Lido Finance and Jito Labs. These protocols have seen no immediate public statement from their leadership, but forums indicate a positive sentiment towards, I get the hiccups, the announcement. The ruling affected Ethereum and Solana staking markets, with Ethereum's price trading near $3,589. The ST ETH and related derivatives shows minor price increases, demonstrating institutional interest following this regulatory clarity. Institutional entities showed enthusiasm, with 73.3 million in inflows into Ethereum ETFs post-ruling. This highlights the financial implications of the SEC announcement, potentially encouraging more ETF applications in the future. Current TVL, that's total value locked in the ecosystem, liquid staking stands at $67 billion, indicating market stability post-announcement. No major shifts in value were noted, suggesting measured market absorption of the information. The SEC guidance on liquid staking is unprecedented. Analysts see potential regulatory ease leading into new financial products in the DeFi space. This may pave the way for further technological innovation and staking protocols. Gary Gensler is punching a pillow somewhere right now. Him and Elizabeth Warren absolutely losing their minds. Jake the Snake, got my decent and have been enjoying the UI. Thanks. Hey, absolutely, brother. Absolutely. Also, 7,500 ZBEC doesn't hurt. Yes, congratulations to everyone who participated in the free ZBEC airdrop, courtesy of Decent Wallet. 100%. Super fantastic. Okay, let's keep it going. Guys, make sure you're hitting the like. We have 328 people watching. We have 73 likes. Let's get the likes. Let's get to 200, guys. We can get to 200, right? Do it now. Okay, what else do we have going on here? Let's get over to some Squawk Box, shall we? Chris Sununu on Trump's tariffs. Uncertainty is driving supply chain issues.
Latest on the Trump administration's global tariff fights and much more. We're joined by former New Hampshire Governor Chris Sununu. Governor, let's talk through what we know at the moment. President Trump told us yesterday that he could be raising tariffs significantly on India as soon as today. I
think that's scaring everybody. The issue right now is all the uncertainty here is driving supply chain issues. That's what I hear all over the place.
You hear that from who? From businesses?
From businesses,
yeah.
Right? They know tariffs are coming, but the uncertainty of it, they still rely on a lot and will until there's kind of some sort of equilibrium that hits probably well into next year or even the year after to find a stabilization point so they know what they're buying from who at what cost to make sure that they can match their price and control their costs. But we're going to see inflation here. I mean, not a huge spike, but you're going to see a half a point, 0.6, 0.7 over the next year or two driven off of this. It's not going to be earth-shattering. There's not going to be a recession, but the uncertainty has to be paid ultimately.
But that's not inflation. That's a cost increase because the year after it would be the same.
Sure.
So that's not the second. That's not the second derivative. That's not. You don't add 3% on this year and then that results in 3% necessarily.
Right. And it will be slow, it will be soft, and it will be mostly, I think, in some of the concrete, steel, things of that nature.
Why do you think we haven't seen it to this point?
Because I was touring the warehouses in Texas about 3 or 4 months ago. Everyone has stockpiled. They've simply stockpiled, and they're finally kind of getting through those giant reserves. Now they're kind of figuring out where it goes. There's some stabilization in certain countries. I just think that the India one scares folks the most. I can't tell you why. I'm not a manufacturer, but that's the one I hear the biggest concern about, because they're our ally. This should be the easy one. This is India is going to be the world player, right? They're going to have far and away the largest population in terms of bodies. You have so many folks that are already outsourcing to India right now.
China's the second largest economy, though.
It is, and that's why now remember, China's investing in their technology, weaponization, and infrastructure because they're going to have a population crash in the next decade or so. So you kind of have an opposite effect there. But having the largest country in terms of manpower as a strong U.S. ally in that part of the world, you're going to deal with the terrorists, but you don't want to upset that apple cart.
It's been interesting to watch at this point how much is being eaten by over there, the way.
Absolutely.
And it hurts bad. I mean, you see what happened to Switzerland? They saw what was going to happen. They're like, whoa.
And they panicked.
Swiss president got on a plane and came here to Washington without
How about the EU? The EU, France and Germany, they almost lost their.
Yeah. And I think those are really, really solid deals. I think we're going to get great deals out of this, but it's that uncertainty that's disruptive.
We are in a position to reverse some of the inequities of the past 5 decades.
And we are the United States of America.
That's right.
We are the world
That's right.
driver.
And anyone who says we're not,
knows it.
they're going to hold. And I even wonder about China.
And the other thing I'll say is I've talked to some leaders across the seas. They want us to be strong. They know a weak America is a problem for everybody, a weak U.S. dollar. And we all know that some of these funds right down the street here are hedging away from the U.S. dollar. That's a scary thing, not just for us, but for the rest of the world. So they want this to find a happy medium, if you will. I think we're getting there. We're getting there faster than anybody thought.
I mean, could you believe the EU said, we're going to delay our, we know you're doing it to us, but we're still going to delay ours. Hopefully we can get something better. And she actually said in doing the deal, I'm sorry, this is the best I could get to try to.
So they are trying.
They're trying, but they're scared.
And of course they're scared.
And it seems like there is still a difference of opinion as to what's already been agreed to in some of these. The president on yesterday, and he said, look, they're going to give me $650 billion, and I can do whatever I want with that. The Europeans say, no, that's private money that's going to be put into this.
But then he said, okay, then the tariffs go back on.
Yeah.
And then Japan says that this is a loan.
And as we all know,
that's not the case.
These deals really actually take a year to actually get into paper and get into writing. And then I'm going to throw out the other one.
So if it takes a year to figure out what the final tariff is, what does that mean for business?
That means long-term uncertainty. That's why I think you're going to have potential, what we call cost increases, inflationary and supply chain problems well into next year, if not into 27. And
you don't think it'll cause a recession?
No, I don't. It'll be a softening. This won't cause a recession. There'll be a bit of a softening. Also, watch the unemployment numbers this fall. This is when all the federal workers are going to actually hit the unemployment rolls, potentially hundreds of thousands of them, because they got to keep their jobs until September, right? All the ones that were initially fired. And I believe, I haven't seen the latest numbers, the number of people leaving the federal government is much faster than what they thought. In March, April, May, it was one number. In June and July, you still saw a huge exodus out of the federal government. Those numbers won't become reality until later. Voluntary departures. And then here's the big curveball, the lawsuit. This is going to go to the tariffs are going to go to the Supreme Court.
Right.
And there is a real 50-50 on whether the process they used on the emergency acts on the tariffs was legal or not. And that's going to be, so that throws a whole level of uncertainty in there.
But what about the deals that are already done? They're not going to go and say, and renege on those.
Who knows? It's Washington, D.C. I have no idea whether they would actually go back on it.
But also, legal experts say even if the Supreme Court did say that you can do that, he's got all kinds of other avenues.
Well, there's still deals to be had.
There's wide leeway. No, in what they're able to do.
People who didn't.
And there's wide leeway other than the emergency for the chief executive of the country.
Well, the best way is Congress. Maybe Congress should do their job and back the play.
Don't count on that. Maybe after,
how unique.
Maybe after they get 5 more seats in the House.
Oh, that's a mess for everybody. America doesn't like it.
You ever look at Illinois? You ever look at the state map
It's a
of
mess.
Illinois?
Oh, gerrymandering's real.
Stinks no matter who does it.
Yeah, but you don't brag about
Some
it.
states have 40 Democrats and 2 Republicans.
That's right.
And half of the population is, or 40% is
Hey,
Republican.
I'm the only governor that never signed a redistricting bill, and we're doing pretty good in it.
You got crappy maple syrup though.
Oh, them's fighting words.
We're going to
Governor, we're going to commercial break. That's right.
Fighting words. I'm kidding. I'm kidding.
Squawk Box will be right back. Go ahead, hit him.
So it figures inflation is going to increase a little bit moving forward. We'll see. We shall see, right? What do we got? Ramona. I was wondering where Ramona was at. Good to see you. I didn't see you yesterday at all. I put a big, nice post about you over on the Patreon. She says, everyone, please hit the like and subscribe. Absolutely. And she also says, Rob, what do you think about BlackRock putting all that BTC and Ethereum on Coinbase? Well, I touched on it yesterday. I really don't think it's that big of a deal. It was only like it was like 101 million worth of Bitcoin or something like that. It's not enough Bitcoin or Ethereum to drive prices down. I do think they'll probably sell it. They probably already did and just haven't said anything, right? But it's not enough. If they move like $6 billion worth of Bitcoin over or something like that, I would be concerned. But I would say we'd probably see a bit of a dump then. But like 1, 2, 300 million, it's not really enough to selling pressure to push the price down, in my opinion. India knows they have the population leverage in negotiations. Yep, I would agree with that. I kept missing the lives yesterday because of meetings at work. Hey, completely understand. Got to make that dry powder. 100%. Grind it out, man. CZ rejects FTX blame. Says U.S. law doesn't apply offshore. In a new filing submitted to the Delaware Bankruptcy Court, CZ's legal team slammed the case as a jurisdictional overreach, calling it an attempt to pin Sam Bankman-Fried's alleged misconduct on unrelated parties. According to CZ, the lawsuit wrongly portrays him as a central player in FTX downfall, when in fact he was only a minor participant in the broader business deal. Now, I think it's really audacious to blame CZ. He saved a lot of people. Some people got wrecked, but if you don't know what happened, so in the bear market, really quick, FTX was insolvent, right? CZ got a look at their books because they had asked CZ to purchase, CZ, who was the head of Binance at the time, they had asked him to purchase FTX, which was their biggest competitor in terms of exchanges, right? CZ had a look at the books over at Binance for FTX, and then he let everybody know by saying Binance was offloading all of their FTT tokens, which is the exchange token for FTX, right? He said, we're offloading this. He warned everybody, and as a result, it was like a bank run on FTX, and FTX went under. But here's the caveat. So people blame CZ, saying because he did that, FTX would not have gone under had CZ not done that. However, that's a fallacy because, as it turned out, FTX was insolvent. All the money that all of their investors had on the exchange was only paper money, which means that they were, so you were put, if you had put 100 grand on FTX, right? What they were doing was in your accounts, it showed you, right, that you had $100,000 worth of Cardano or whatever, right? But what they were doing was they were actually draining the actual money. There was no money there, and they were spending it. They were donating it to Democrats. They were buying things for themselves, and they were leverage trading your money on other exchanges as well, right? So everyone lost their money. So to blame CZ, he saw that there was no money on FTX. So he said, no, we're getting the hell out of this before it implodes. It's a house of cards, right? So for people to blame him for that it's not his fault that Sam Bankman-Fried stole everybody's money and spent it and donated it and treated it like it was his own. That's not CZ's fault. I credit CZ for warning everybody to get the hell out while they could. Get what you can and get out, right? So I agree with CZ on this. I'm not saying CZ hasn't done some crooked things when he was running Binance and stuff. For sure they did, like putting Jasmine in the monitoring zone and all that stuff. But at the end of the day, he's not to blame for what happened with FTX. Sam Bankman-Fried and his band of misfits are the ones that are to blame for the whole FTX fiasco, in my opinion, right? CZ, a resident of the UAE, claims the entire transaction took place outside the U.S. borders, involving Binance entities registered in Ireland, the Cayman Islands, and British Virgin Islands. His lawyers argue that U.S. bankruptcy law has no reach over such international dealings, especially when the contracts in question fall under safe harbor protection meant to shield certain financial transactions from clawback attempts. Describing the lawsuit as extraterrestrial, CZ's team emphasized that the case lacks both geographic and legal grounds in the U.S. The legal defense also pushed back on claims of deep ties between Binance and FTX, describing the relationship as short-lived and purely transactional. Binance once held a 20% stake in FTX, but CZ said the partnership quickly unraveled over personal and strategic differences. The two other Binance-linked individuals named in the case have also filed for dismissal. So I would agree, guys. I do not blame CZ for what happened with FTX in the slightest. I noticed Nadix only has 20% of its supply in circulation. Is this... if you were over on the Patreon, you would know how to navigate circulating supply and how it affects you. So I would encourage you to go over there and have a look at some of the breakdowns that we have and get educated, my friends. Got to get an education. Jed, not taking accountability is the name of the game for Shady Shades. Let's go. Exit flips. Rob, think the ETH and Bitcoin. Think ETH and Bitcoin to Coinbase move were just bait, scare retail, load up. Hey, possible, but I doubt it. I think some of their people are just trying to take profits. Some of their ETF holders are probably just wanting to take some profits because they're probably scared, right? That last shakeout we had probably scared them. Press NFT fans, crypto bots by Ozzy Osbourne. I don't think Ozzy Osbourne is dropping anything right now. He's not really in a position to do so. Hey, Rob, I miss a few Patreon lives. When is the next live on the Patreon? It's going to be today, probably around 6 p.m., between 6 p.m. and 7 p.m. Central. I agree. And hit the like and subscribe. Absolutely. Rob, do you still think Swift can get to 30 to 40 cents? Yes, I do think it is possible. All right, let's keep it going, guys. Let's keep it going. We got to go back over to Squawk Box for the latest and greatest. All right. Vast majority of the FOMC is extremely loyal to Fed Chair Powell.
Today we spoke with President Trump about Jay Powell's replacement. Joining us now. Well, let's listen. Here we go.
And I have two other people that are doing well. Look, it's in the end, there are numerous people that are qualified. No, I think that it'll be one of four people.
Are the other
I'm going to make
names...
the decision soon.
Joining us now, Krishna Guha, Vice Chairman at Evercore ISI, and the Journal actually has a lead story on what we were talking about, Krishna, and that is whether this other unexpected resignation from Adriana Kugler opens up a different path, and whether, you know, strategy-wise, what would be, if you were the president, what would you do?
Well, like right now, the president essentially has two options. One is he can put a stopgap appointment in to fill the Kugler seat for the remaining 4 months of the unexpired term. So just a stopgap between now and January, and then keep his options open as to what to do with that seat in January and whether to use that at that time to put in place the person he wants to succeed Powell as Fed chair in May. Or he could just decide to compress the entire process and decide to pick the person he wants to be the next Fed chair now and give them that Kugler seat, obviously not just for the 4 months, but then for the full term that begins in January as well. All, of course, subject to Senate confirmation.
Exactly. What would be, knowing the president, maybe not knowing everything about him, but having, you know, he was president before, this is his second term. What do you think is going into his decision-making on those two options you just said? I mean, does he want to pick someone for 14 years now, or does he want to test run? Does he, you know, knowing what we know about him, what do you think is more likely?
So to be honest, and I don't claim to know the mind of Donald Trump, because I suspect he's a bit conflicted right now. Right? Because on the one hand, he's deeply frustrated with Chair Powell. He would like to have the next chair sort of out there, identified, speaking to the market, speaking to the public, starting to try to shift the debate in the direction that Trump favors, namely deeper, sooner rate cuts. However, we know from the way that Trump likes to operate that he likes to run things like Celebrity Apprentice. He likes to have people trialing, dueling it out with each other. So he might also be tempted with the idea of putting somebody in seat for a few months, see how they do. Or they pass the audition to then be given the nod for next Fed chair. So I suspect he's probably pulled in both directions there. Because
14 years is a long time, and if he got someone in there and then they were more hawkish than he expected based on market conditions, he'd be like, oh, why didn't I go for the trial one? But I'm sure he'd love to have, we've been calling it a shadow Fed chair in there, where at the next couple of meetings, you'd have the presumed successor to Jay Powell. I mean, he could go head to head with Jay Powell if there's still resistance to ease. So it's going to be fascinating.
That's right, and I think certainly the president is attracted, by all accounts, by the idea of having somebody as a shadow Fed chair type heir apparent, potentially trying to wrestle the steering wheel away from Powell even before Powell's term is up next May. I would caution, though, that I think that reflects to some extent a lack of granular understanding as to how the Fed actually operates and makes decisions. A shadow Fed chair, even someone designated as heir apparent, who has a seat at the table, who's given, for instance, the Kugler seat, is still just going to be one person among many, not even enjoying the powers of the office of the chairman for the best part of another year. It's going to be very hard, actually, for that person to really move the dial in terms of policy making. I think this committee, the vast majority of it, is extremely loyal to Jay Powell right now, more loyal than ever because of the political pressure put on him. So you risk putting the so-called shadow Fed chair in a very awkward situation where the president is expecting that person to start wrestling control of monetary policy, but the committee is simply not going to allow that to happen. And the risk is if the new person tries too hard, they risk souring the relationships with the people who they're going to have to lead going forward, presumably in the direction of lower rates that the president wants.
I don't think they're that low. We had 2 dissents, and if you add a third, you add another loyalist in there.
Let's be really clear here. The Bowman-Waller dissents are sui generis, right? These are 2 people. I'm sure the views they hold are sincere, but these are 2 Trump appointees. They are both potentially in line for promotion, possibly to the chair position. And even if another person was added to that, it wouldn't make a blind bit of difference to the actual decision-making of the Fed majority if we went from 2 dissents to 3 dissents. The majority of the committee is with Powell. They'll be with Powell until the end.
What is the end when his term is up in May of next year? Do you think
May,
that a new chairman, but you think a new chairman who is appointed or a new chair who's appointed at that point is going to have a much better chance of winning over the committee? Is this a situation where no matter when they go in, they're going to have difficulty?
It's a very chairman-centric organization, as you guys know, you've explained to viewers in the past. This committee traditionally defers considerably to the chair's judgment, obviously informed by staff analysis and so on, as to what the right path for monetary policy should be within some basic tram lines represented by the wider committee's judgment as to what kind of reasonable policy might look like in the period ahead. So once the new person takes over as chair, they will be in a position where they have substantially more influence over policymaking. But unless, which I think is possible, but unless there is a further series of voluntary resignations from current Fed board members, even after May, the new chair plus his or her allies will still be a minority on the committee. So while the committee will certainly be deferential at the margin, they will not be able to wrench the reaction function policy in a completely different direction. They will have to negotiate with the balance of the committee in terms of what monetary policy is going to look like going forward.
So you can't read Trump's mind, but who do you think's in the pole position? You think Waller, Warsh, Hassett? You even mentioned David Malpass, I think, as sort of a dark horse.
Yeah, look, honestly, I think this comes down to sort of, Trump's personal preferences. So I'm not going to claim that I have an insight into, his private thinking. I think there is buzz, as you know, that Kevin Hassett might be a nose ahead because he's the person that Trump knows the most, has worked with most closely, and views as a loyalist. Kevin Warsh still very much in play. I think Chris Waller, his star has been rising a bit of late, particularly as he's taken a strong position in favor of a rate cut and has proven to be far-sighted in terms of his assessment of the labor market might be weaker than some of the data had been suggesting. So I think the race is still very much open. I think those three are probably, ahead of David Malpass, but Malpass is a serious guy himself, so I wouldn't exclude him.
I wish if it was The Apprentice, you're fired. There'd be like that's similar, or American Idol, where there's like the fifth and then the fourth, and there's only three left. We got a little bit of that yesterday. Scott Bessent is out, so now we've reportedly, according to the president. So that narrows it down. I wonder if that will continue. Well, now he's out, and it gets down to it's kind of a little bit of both. But I used to love the hand movement. I mean, you knew when you got fired.
You certainly did.
You knew when you got fired. Yes, we do have a 90% chance at a 94.1% chance at a rate cut in September right now, guys. So things are looking good. When will the market start to price that 94% rate cut in? We'll see. We shall see, guys, but it's coming. Someone had said to me in the comment section, Coinbase is not going to list ZBEC. They would have already. What I would say to that is I will take my research and my multiple cycles of experience in the market over your trust me, bro, any day of the week. So, all right, guys, I got to get over to the Patreon. I got a live coaching call I got to do over there. If you want to join our coaching sessions, guys, get over to the Patreon. Get yourself booked in. The link is in the chat. It's in the pinned comments. It's in the description. It's less than a price of a cup of coffee a day, my friends. So check it out for yourself. Swing trade opportunities, microcap gems, lives every single day, and so much more. Again, join thousands of other members, guys. Learn how to navigate this market and get out of it with your profits intact. Click like if you like this video. Click subscribe if you really liked it. I'll see you guys in the next one. God bless.